Cat Black here. Not left, not right, just black regarding safety. I can't wear a tight ideological straitjacket that only benefits outside parties and consider it a comfortable fit. Please consider the leftist definition of safety for the black community is, as much as humanly possible, keep as many murderers, rapists, carjackers, armed robbers, burglars, home invaders, random attackers on the loose in our side of town, as it were, as possible. Where they can, and if they're the mayors and the police chiefs oftentimes work for the mayors, highly likely, they misclassify crime. Shooting at somebody is an attempted murder. Shooting somebody is an attempted murder. It might be simple battery or any other misdemeanor that they can somehow twist it into. And just go down the list. That's how you can artificially reduce crime in blue cities with very heavy black casualties. Please note that the Trump administration is investigating the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police for, quote, cooking the books. I'd like to add on the pot or on the stove a federal inquiry that the New Orleans Police Department, under Mayor Cantrell and her superintendents, need to be closely examined for the same type of fraud. That's not a suitable definition of safety. Conversely, the right-wing definition of safety, which we've seen with this obsession with, quote, black crime that no other group gets named according to their color, has produced monstrosities of overreach like stop and frisk, where simply stepping outside of your house, being in motion, on a sidewalk, across the street, perhaps in a vehicle, was probable cause to be searched, to be questioned, with the assumption that it's highly likely that you either have an illegal firearm, narcotics, burglary tools, you're on probation, you're on parole, or there's an active warrant for you. Now, a number of people on the right would say, well, that keeps black people safe. But how are we safe in a scenario that can't tell the difference between the good guys and the bad guys, as it were, when all guys are black guys? That's not a sufficient definition for us. My definition of safety is that the black community is so sacred that if you take up arms against members of it, to intimidate them, to rob them, to murder them, to violate their bodies, you have not merely committed a crime. You have committed the highest form of treason against your community. And if I had my autonomous black community, or ABC, the penalty would be death. Yes, you would be proven beyond a shadow of a doubt, but then your violently treacherous career would be ended beyond a shadow of a doubt. Not to impress distant white conservatives, but to impress upon traitors in a black community that governs itself, that waging war on the community will not be tolerated. And that position of mine is very far to the so-called right, without embracing any of the white nationalist baggage which sadly defines the current conservative philosophy. The left side of the big house on the plantation and the right side of the big house on the plantation, even in the 21st century, still is not a fit source of safety for you and me. We have to create our own safety. And in that regard, I do so by not being left nor right regarding safety.